Howdy! Mysterious housing pressure threatens vacation plans. Finland will soon sink into the blue sky. The heat is finally leaving behind. Okay, this is Google Translator, Google Lens translation. This has been, when was it? These are the original screenshots. Obviously, you can see here that it's not possible to use this application in widescreen mode, or however you call it. Mysteeri, matalapaine uhkaa lomasuunnitelmia. Suomi vajoaa pian sinisen monttuun. Monttuun is, what is it? Like a dent in the ground. Not a hole, actually, but heltit ovat jäämässä vihdoinkin taakse. So, this has been in the news. And I was thinking about that. This is the whole article in Finnish. I will put a link below. You can read it by yourself in Finnish if you're able to. And they are wondering about this during the rest of the week. That's a week ago or something. During the rest of the week, cool air will flow into Finland from the Arctic Ocean, which will leave the scorching heat behind. As the week progresses, the hot air mass begins to move east. According to Foreca meteorologist Markus Mäntykangas, the heat means over. The temperatures over 25 degrees. The heat temperatures over 25 degrees are not in sight after Tuesday. On Tuesday, was it yesterday? The heat wave will still be widely crossed in the eastern half of the country and in some places also in the north. In the west and south, the highest temperature of the day is already close to the usual readings for July, around 20 to 23 degrees, he states. Mäntykangas points out that off the west coast and also in the inland waters of western and northern Finland should follow the development of movement direction of the clouds as strong rain and thunder showers move from the southwest towards the northeast. Read also shaking dome or snow inferno. It's a heat dome, what they are referring to. Does this mystery metal pressure strike? This should probably mean weather. Mystery weather pressure, low pressure. The hot air mass will move to the east of Finland on Wednesday. There may be torrential rains, which may even be strong in some places. Heavy rain with thunder will still occur in many places in the western and northern parts of the country. When the wind blows from the southwest, it is the sunniest and driest near the southern coast. On Thursday, the focus of heavy rain, that's really sketchy, in many places in the western and northern parts of the country. When the wind blows from the southwest, this will shift further east and the weather will be sunniest on the west coast. Temperatures will still remain above 20 degrees. The weather for the coming week is still a mystery, but according to him, Finland will be at the mercy of low pressure at the time as well. Even vacation plans can be at risk. The low pressure has the potential for even a small-scale summer storm, although the forecast is still uncertain at this stage and needs to be refined. For the sake of uncertainty, let's call this low pressure the mystery low pressure. for the time being. Mystery low pressure. Mystery. I have been talking about science likes to keep mysteries alive. So, let me show you a few things. If you go to my channel playlist, you will find Europe magnetics and weather occurrences. There's just 14 videos. There might be many more. Yes. There are more of those. Europe magnetics and weather occurrences. And yeah, let's go to the next thing. That's a part of the paper I wrote last year, which came out in the beginning of this year. And last year when I made videos about weather in Europe, in one point it turned out that the map I used disappeared from the internet. You cannot reach it anymore. I will put a link below. You can go to check for yourself. If you find it, it would be cool. If you don't be surprised. Magnetic anomalies in Finland. There are many small magnetic anomalies in Finland, but one overshines them all. The Kursk magnetic anomaly. It stretches from Norway through Sweden and Finland down to Russia. There is an obvious C shape visible in the magnetic anomaly map, which resembles a C-pinch. It has several not straightly connected positive regions which are named. One of them is the Oku anomaly. Oku is short for Outokumpu, a town in eastern Finland. It has a history as a mining town. It has one spin, one of Europe's most important copper mines. The old mine is quite likely a fulgurite because of its form, so it becomes no surprise that the name Outokumpu translated into English means something like strange hill. It stands out of the surrounding landscape, so it being a fulgurite or a giant blister, much like the Koli area. It is the reason for the mining operations in the first place. No one had to search for it since it's towering their area. So, that's the picture in question. This is, I think, positively charged regions, and the blue ones are negatively charged. So, on to the next one. I made once a video where I showed this map. I tried to put it as close to the real as possible. So if we have positively charged ground, it will spin clockwise. If it's negatively, it will spin counterclockwise. Hence, that's a high pressure system. That's a low pressure system. Okay. So now let's zoom out and see where we are. Here's Finland, Leningrad, Petersburg, or however you call it. Let's go to windy. This is the situation at the moment. There is a low pressure system. We had, to some extent, quite or very dry conditions when here has been a high pressure system locked in place. Now it seems the polarity has switched. We have a low pressure system which is locked in the exact same place due to the magnetic anomaly, which is called the Kursk magnetic anomaly. We are on Wikipedia. Everyone can go to check this out. Kursk magnetic anomaly is a territory rich in iron ores located in the Kursk, Belgorod, and the Voronezh oblasts in Russia. It constitutes a significant part of the central chronosome region. The Kursk magnetic anomaly is recognized as the largest magnetic anomaly on Earth. The Kursk magnetic anomaly was first discovered in 1773 by the Russian astronomer and academic Pyotr Inokhodzev while preparing the maps of the General Land Survey at the behest of the Russian government. It was not investigated until 1874, when I.N. Smirnov conducted the first geomagnetic survey of European Russia. In 1883, N.D. Pichikov, an assistant professor at Kharkiv University, conducted a series of 71 observations of the Kursk magnetic anomaly. These revealed a much larger extent than previously measured and for the first time attributed the anomaly to the presence of iron ore. In 1884, on the basis of this discovery, Pirkhov was awarded with the silver medal of the Russian Geographical Society. Yeah, a scientist found something and he won a prize. I found something and no one talks to me anymore. Here is the Kursk magnetic anomaly. There are many different kinds of maps of that thing. I just wanted to show you that this really exists. This is, in a way, the same thing like this heat dome, what they were putting out in the news some weeks ago. Now it's again in the news. And I still don't know what it is. I have been writing to the Finnish Meteorological Institute several times already. And I'm quite sure I wrote also this to this particular person here. Mysterious housing pressure threatens vacation plans. Mysterious housing pressure. Mysterious. According to Mantykannas, the weather for the coming week is still a mystery. But according to him, Finland will be at the mercy of a low pressure at this time as well. Even vacation plans can be at risk. The low pressure has the potential for even a small-scale summer storm, although the weather forecast is still uncertain at this stage and needs to be refined. For the sake of uncertainty, let's call this low pressure the mystery low pressure for the time being. I want to show you still some things about that. That's a screen video I made last night. Because I wanted to see does anything happen as it comes closer to where I am? No. Let's go to the beginning. Wait a second, that's a bit hard. So, the plasma rock site is here. Which means that's a part of the surface conductivity anomaly, which is somehow, or works quite often, repellent to thunderstorms, which means clouds, they just start to dissipate as they come closer. Of course, every now and then, even this gets overpowered, and things occur like polarity switches, which instead of attracting a high pressure system for some extent of time, it attracts low pressure systems. And that's from yesterday night. And now let's check it out how it looks now. So here we are at windy. Let's put on weather radar. 12 hours. And there was one thunder rolling here. There has been few lightning strikes, like quite close to where I am. But it was really interesting. There was one thunder which was really, really low in sound, and I was laying in my bed. And we felt it. The house was going in a way up and down. Just for one brief moment, just whoop, as the sound rolled through. And it was very nice. It was something like, you felt it physically. And I asked my wife, did you feel that? She said, yes. So it wasn't any imagination. Our boy woke up and the cats were crazy after that. There wasn't any lightning. It wasn't windy. It was raining, but it wasn't windy. It was at the exact same moment as the sound came. Like you heard it rolling already for some extent of time. Yesterday it was really nice to hear the thunder because they were really long. Some of them lasted more than a minute. Yeah, I said there are some lightning strikes really close. You can count if you see a lightning and you count in seconds, you approximately count kilometers away from you. But I think you know that already. So, since we are on Windy, we can make use of this very cool feature on Windy. The lightning leaves marks. So there is not too much going on over the plasma rock side. It went on the side. And in recent times, this boundary or the line of lightning moved towards Finland more and more and more. And now obviously it even hit Finland to some extent. Now let's have a look at this. Is there anything from interest here? And I will tell you now already. I will take contact to this guy again today at one point. Here is the Kursk magnetic anomaly. And obviously you can see how it starts to spin on this place. Weather is an electrical phenomenon, so it will interact with the ground and its charge and charge potentials, telluric currents, energy flows within the ground. And this won't change until it changes, but then I won't make any more updates about that. Then we talk about extreme weather, because geology is petrified weather, or geology, studying geology is studying petrified weather. Let me show you still one thing about the surface conductivity anomaly, which is in my paper. which is that thing here. The Kursk magnetic anomaly somewhere here down here. It's attached to it. So, I guess that's the original screenshot once I took of that. And obviously it was worth it. That's the picture. Doing work on the picture. Playing around. Drawing this. Drawing this. Drawing this. But I'm not an artist. Slide surf. Polar cusp. Earth's atmosphere. Incoming solar wind particles. The geomagnetic cusps plus ion in outflow. Yeah, screenshotting rocks. Cusp reconnection. Ground-based in situ spacecraft observations. Remote particle signatures. Do you see the similarities in that? It's just the opposite polarity. So I still think this might be actually a place of an ancient North Pole once. Magnetic North Pole. Just for a brief moment. I think that's really interesting. Especially when you think that there is now a mystery low pressure. That thing here, the surface conductivity anomaly, has been there for thousands of years. But obviously it's still a mystery to some. Even though I tried to tell them several times 2 years ago already or something. I don't know. I don't know when I discovered that. I don't remember. But since then, because I was watching Windy, I've been watching Windy, and I noticed something. For example, about this here, this region. I have been making how many videos? I have no idea. Dozens about the same thing. And obviously I'm the only one in the country who knows about that. But instead of, hey, that's really fascinating, this could help us and blah blah blah. No, they just don't say anything. They don't answer, nothing. They are just silent. Which is sad, because probably it could save even people's life if you know about this stuff. So, I probably will put the link to this video also to this guy. He can listen by himself, watch the things, and probably, hopefully, he answers. Let's see. This is an empirical experiment. And I have no idea how it will go. Was it Donald Scott, or who was it? Someone from the Sapphire Project, when they started with it, and there was this one dude, one scientist who was really against it, and he said that there's no possibility and everything is wrong and all this kind of stuff. And the Sapphire man, was it Claridge or Scott or this other, the third one, which I don't remember. There were many people involved in that, but anyway, one person from the Sapphire Project responded to the critic, like this other person who was really in doubt of the whole thing. Okay, you have this opinion, so would you like to work with us? Because with that, a person with different point of view, you get for free a different point of view because you have one there working which looks at things differently than you do. You probably learn something just by seeing the world through someone else's eyes. You get a different perspective. It's not for free because obviously you have to pay money to the man when he's working there. And I'm not saying like that. Yeah, why not? I could work with them. But there are many different kinds of way how you can approach criticism. And by saying somehow, yeah, let's come to us to work, be a part of our team. By this, you somehow also indicate you probably know what you're talking about already. So, I leave it here. Think for yourself. That's the best thing you will ever do. Stay with the truth. And the thing is, when you start to live fact-based, you will notice after a time of adapting to that, if you start to live by, how to say, the true truth, fact-based truth, repetitive patterns and such, you will notice, even though the world starts to look a little bit different than you thought it is and all these kind of things, probably you get even your mind blown. If you get your mind blown once, afterwards you know what happened because it's really hard to describe. I made it. I experienced several times that. I have been crying several times of being mind blown. I have never been crying so many tears at once by being mind blown. That's amazing. That's really an amazing experience. I didn't knew that there's so much water possible pouring out of your eyes. Didn't you? Now I know. I even know how it feels. It's a very, very purifying experience. Very purifying. So, according to Mäntykangas, let's call this low pressure the mystery low pressure. I missed. Mystery low pressure. It's not a too big mystery to me. I tried to tell them already a few times, several times, but there's no response. The surface conductivity anomaly got taken down from the internet for whatever reasons. So, let's see. I will write them and hopefully they respond. Thanks. Bye.